My name is Robin Livingston. I'm a member of this Unitarian Universalist Society. I use they, them pronouns. I'm joined today by Louise White, who's helping us out with our music this morning. If you are joining on Zoom this morning, later in the service, you will want some paper and colorful pens or markers or pencils that we can use later on in the service. Welcome to you, old friends and new, young and old, in the Zoom and in the sanctuary. You are an essential part of our celebration today. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, we are stronger because you are with us. We are one people of many beliefs, many origins, sexualities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. Just as you are welcome here. Here in the harvest time of the year, we celebrate the abundance. Tomatoes, carrots, onions, eggplant, sunflowers, melons. And we remember the time not long ago when these were seeds. Seeds sown with the hope of fruit to come. Tended through heat and rain and smoke, that we may harvest now, to revel in the nourishing, delicious miracle, to share with friends and neighbors, to preserve for the winter to come, to sow the seeds once again. Is there anyone who would like to light the chalice for me this morning? Thanks, Susan. There are matches over there. And I invite you all to say the chalice lighting words with me. We light this flame to invite a world of peace, where we heal the wounds, where we share what we have with one another, where justice is another word for relationship, and we listen for what love has to say. Our opening hymn is a piece called Lead with Love. This was written by Melanie Demore in 2016. Melanie writes about this song, "I was inspired by the great movements that were started out of the love for their people, not out of the hatred of others." Louise and I will start, and you'll pick it up really quickly. The verses are a call and response style, so I'll call and you'll follow along with Louise. And I invite you all to rise in body and spirit, heart and voice to sing along. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. Look up ahead. The path is there. The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared. I know you're scared. And I'm scared too. put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other. One foot and lead with love. The other one foot in front of the other. One foot, lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. The other one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Our August services are a little bit different than our services during the program year. We try new things. The Sunday crew is a little smaller, and there aren't any official greeters. All of us are called into service as greeters this week. So I invite you to take a moment to greet the people on either side of you and someone you don't yet know. To those on Zoom, you can use the chat to say hi to others on Zoom, or turn on your camera and wave, and I'll chime to bring us back together. This summer, I'm splitting a CSA share with 3 friends. It's a small share for 4 of us, and it's still so many vegetables. It's gotten me thinking a lot more about where my food comes from and the process by which we get to have delightful and nourishing things like tomatoes and zucchini and peppers. Last week for my birthday, my roommate gave me an herb garden starter kit that has started to grow seedlings. They're about that tall. We are surrounded right now by so much grief, despair, and horror. I often find myself feeling powerless against all of it. So I've been thinking a lot about how we cultivate change. And as we start to tip from the summer into the fall and back into our program year here, I invite us to think about how we might start to plant metaphorical seeds today and envision what we might harvest from those seeds when they bear fruit. We have some paper and markers floating around that we'll pass around, and as we go through our service, the invitation is to draw a plant. Maybe it has flowers or fruit, and maybe you can see the roots under the soil. And if you'd like, I invite you to add a word or phrase or drawing near the thing that you might harvest, like a fruit or flower, about something you hope the future will look like. Maybe it's a really big vision for the whole universe. Or maybe it's really small. And somewhere else, maybe by a seed pod or the roots or the dirt, a word or phrase or drawing of what you're planting now or hope to plant soon to be able to harvest that thing in the future. I have an example drawing that I did last night. It's some roughly sketched strawberries. And since I just moved neighborhoods this summer, in the future, I want to be able to harvest the fruit of living in a community where I know my neighbors and can ask them for help when I need it and offer the same in return. So the seeds I'm planting now are actually introducing myself to my neighbors. And later in the service, I'll ask you to share these if you'd like, and we'll put up our flowers on the easel back here, and we'll create a little garden of change. We've also got some tissue paper and pipe cleaners if you're feeling crafty and want to make some other colorful flowers for some 3-dimensional color. And at any point in our service, you can grab some tape and add up your drawing to our garden, and hopefully by the end of the service, we'll have a beautiful overflowing garden of change. So I'm going to stick mine up.
Emergent strategy. by Adrienne Mary Brown. Emergence is one of the best concepts I have learned for discussing this wow, this wonder. Emergence is the way complex systems and patterns arise out of a multiplicity of relatively small interactions. Emergence is another way of speaking about the connective tissue of all that exists, the way, the Tao, the force, change, goddess, life. Birds flocking, cells splitting, fungi whispering underground. Emergence emphasizes critical connections over critical mass, building authentic relationships, listening with all the senses of the body and the mind. With our human gift of reasoning, we have tried to control or overcome the emergent processes that are our own nature, the processes of the planet we live on, and the universe we call home. The result is crisis at each scale we are aware of, from our deepest inner moral sensibilities to the collective scale of climate and planetary health and beyond, to our species in relation to space and time. The crisis is everywhere, massive, 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 and we are small. But emergence notices the way small action and connections create complex systems, patterns that become ecosystems and societies. Emergence is our inheritance as a part of this universe. It is how we change. Emergent strategy is how we intentionally change in ways that grow our capacity to embody the just and liberated worlds we long for.
Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union, what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union, what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union, what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none, singly none, singly none, singly none. That missing adult is here. We are gonna keep going. Cool. There's always something, right? In a moment, we're going to pass the microphone around the circle and invite everyone to share what you've written on your plant in response to either or both questions. And if you don't want to speak out loud, that's totally okay. You can just pass the mic to the next person. And on Zoom, feel free to type yours in the chat. So what are you hoping to harvest in the future? And what are the seeds that you're planting now? Jill, would you like to start or pass the mic off to someone else?
Sorry. I am hoping to harvest relationships with my students and colleagues in Japan. My seeds are each and every one of those characters in Japanese that I have to know in order to learn the language.
What I hope to harvest is community that sees us as whole. And the seeds are openness, gratitude, reality, vulnerability, and relationships.
Planting the seeds of resilience and harvest the songs that come through that.
I and a bunch of people are gathering for community sings, songs, civil rights songs and solidarity within union, and we're hoping through having these things to build greater connection and feel more courage to show up in the resistance movement.
I planted a pear tree, and I wish for hope, world hope. I wish big things. And I'm giving food to a friend who really needs it.
I'm planting seeds of vulnerable outreach to grow community. I just relocated my family from Western New York, so right now we're planting seeds of new connections, and we're hoping to harvest, I guess, a community and a full life here in Amherst.
I drew a mother tree connected to her children by mycelium of a completely different kingdom. And I said, I'm hoping to harvest connection and unity and diversity. And I want to do this by planting the seeds of cultivating an open heart daily, studying how to unlearn my biases, and talking to people who seem different from time to time.
I hope to plant seeds of generosity and hope that will work to strengthen community.
I live in a community now, but what we need to continue to grow is trust and courage and compassion.
I have drawn two flowers of different colors, each with roots. The roots are separate, but some are intertwinkled, and they're spreading love together, growing together, and living with resilience and energy.
Mine's a rather selfish seed, but I'm hoping this year to get some new medical care for my back. And the plant I drew is the dahlia, and I like to harvest the bulbs over winter, and hopefully they will grow in the spring.
Well, mine is kind of tiny, but I drew a picture of baby Will. Baby Will is a very, very young willow tree that we planted in our home in Vermont for the people who are living there now.
Well, I'm just hoping for a little more water We need some more rain, but you know what? We don't need too much.
I'm hoping that we can learn to love each other, and the seeds that will lead to that are being in community here at the UUSA.
I'm continuing to plant the seeds of international peacemaking and healing. I have active projects, consultation, teaching in Russia, Ukraine, Vietnam, Italy, and this country. And so I'm just praying for the strength and resilience and determination to continue this work through teaching and publishing and creating international community of compassion and understanding.
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm hoping to harvest 3 well-developed, intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, girls, young women someday. And of course, they're my grandchildren, but I have hopes that I can give them some of the things that they need for the future. And so those are both my hopes for a harvest in the future and the seeds that I'm planting now.
I drew a picture of a marsh with cattails and a blackbird and a frog. I'm thinking more about not planting anything to harvest, but maybe leaving stuff alone that's already there and needs to keep growing.
I'm a teacher, so I am trying to harvest empathy, and in order to do that, I am also trying to plant empathy. Hopefully it works.
So Annalise and I are going to sing a piece now, and if you'd like to add your plant to our garden, if you're ready to part with it, you're welcome to do so.
When I was a kid each week, on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread. Everybody would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, the miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes is not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. But Now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. Well, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can be done. This morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out. Now the only difference is everything is holy now. Used to be a world half there, heckin' second-rate hand-me-down, but I watch it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Our prayer this morning was written by Lynn Cox. Spirit of life, ever adapting and renewing, we come together this morning with yearnings that do not match. We yearn for stability, for even one moment of feeling like we know what is going on, for the ability to predict and prepare for what is coming next. Yet we also yearn for change. We ache for a world that turns aside from racism, violence, dehumanization, and disregard for suffering. We pray for a change in the illness, grief, isolation, incarceration, and vulnerability of our loved ones. We reach for connections that will remind us that we are worthy as we are. And we reach for connections that will help us to become our best selves. Hold us in the heart of both and. Cradle us in the mystery. Cherish us in the eternal presence of love and encourage us on the path of growth and development. As individuals and as people, help us to become who we are called to be. Lead us to open pathways to deeper wisdom through reconciliation, self-respect and mutual respect, compassion, owning and making amends for our mistakes. Source of wonder, move us to express and live in gratitude for the beauty of this world, the loving people in our lives, and this day of possibility.
Heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will.
closing song. You're welcome to stay right where you are, to know that you are held in the love of this congregation, or you are invited to rise, find your way into a circle, place your hands over your heart, or reach out to someone near you to sing our closing song. Go forth and plant seeds.